Oh, Lord. Well, we're going to start out with him. As you can see, Felix is fine. Let's walk and talk. Actually, I need to get my clippers. So, I've been meaning to do this video for a while, but I kept forgetting or putting it off or didn't have time or just whatever. Let me see. Ooh, I'm about to kill myself. Y'all, look at this. Winter peppers. Winter peppers. I harvested that today. Oh, see, you going with me? Or you going the other way? Okay. Because it's a couple things I forgot to show you. I forgot to show y'all the bananas, but people have been asking me about two-piece. Yeah, I'll just walk and talk with me. People have been asking me about two-piece. Two-piece. Okay, so we're not supposed to have in this area. We're not supposed to have within the city limits. Now, you get outside the city limits and it's the Wild Wild West. You can do what you want. But within the city limit, you can have chickens, but you can't have roosters. They claim it's on account of the noise. Now, that being said, all the little neighbors up and down this block, we didn't have a problem with two-piece. And yes, two-piece crow all day long. All this business that they only crow up in the morning and all of this, that's a lie. Unless two-piece little alarm clock was broke. Because homeboy used to crow all day long. Which, it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me at all. I used to feed him sometimes. He'd come in my garden. He wouldn't tear up nothing. But if I see him, I'd throw tomatoes to him or, just whatever. And he'd pick at it and eat it. I'm checking to see if my pigeon peas have any new growth. I suspect these suckers is dead. I suspect they're not looking good at all. I suspect those guavas are dead too. But I'm going to wait just a minute because as soon as I get ready to pull stuff, that's when stuff started living. Anyway, so somebody, don't know who, called the city on two-piece. And animal control came and picked him up. But they did not kill him. They took him to, there's a woman who has chickens. And she did not have a rooster. And she lives outside the city limits. And she went up there and she got two-piece. I don't know if she knows that his name is two-piece. But yeah, so two-piece is at a nice new home with plenty of chickens to run after and all that kind of stuff. And y'all just bear with me because I'm just kind of peeping and checking on my stuff. Everything in here looks pretty good. I had the doors, the outside door, I had the screen down, but the y'all can see the camera's focusing on the mesh and not what's inside the greenhouse. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, I think the Jamaican cherry might be alive. I did a scratch test. It's green up under the bark, but rest of that stuff. So I got who are my subscribers, baby. They keep me together because I got some people say they want to send me some seeds and replace something that's her. So let me say I appreciate y'all for that. I mean, your girl was going to do what I had to do regardless, but it sure is nice when people offer to send you stuff to replace what you lost. Okay, so next on the agenda, that's two-piece. So two-piece is fine. Two-piece just lives elsewhere. I gotta dig the potatoes and turmeric and stuff out of all this stuff. But on to some other news. People had, a couple of 2-3 people in the comments. Felix, what you doing? Huh? Where your brother Chris? In the house sleep? Probably, cause it's kind of cool. Chris don't be for that coolness. People had kind of noticed. They was like, "Where's Kenny?" Well, I have bad news. Kenny died. Kenny was not sick. Kenny did not suffer. Kenny was just old. Kenny died of old age. Kenny didn't have no problems, health-wise. He just died of old age. It is what it is. I think Kenny was, y'all have to forgive me. I have had Kenny, watch this. I'm going to show you how long I've had Kenny. I graduated college in 2009. Was it 2008? Was it 2007? Anyway, one of them years, it's sad when you can't remember, I had Kenny before I graduated college. So I had Kenny, and not like right before I graduated college. I had Kenny for like a year or two before I graduated college. So Kenny's old. So yeah, Kenny died. I buried Kenny under the pear tree because he used to sleep over there. So I know this is gonna sound crazy. He will feed the pear tree and he will get to rest where he liked to rest. So yeah, I buried Kenny under the pear tree. So that's where Kenny is. Chris is fine. Chris is in the house sleep. But I appreciate y'all for caring and wanting to know about my babies. It's good to know that I have virtual babysitters if I want to go on vacation. Ain't that right, Felix? Because I can't go on vacation because I can't leave y'all with nobody because y'all act a fool. See how they do? See how they do? Disrespectful. Disrespectful. Look at them. Disrespectful. Anyway, so I never did show y'all the bananas. So let me show y'all this. When your bananas go through this freeze like this, the leaves are going to do this. Do not automatically cut your bananas all the way to the ground. These leaves are not coming back. So, baby, do I need to show up in these things? Okay. So the leaves you can cut off. And by the way, I'm fine. I'm not dying because Kenny. I had Kenny a long time. Because I know some people going to be like, oh my God, are you okay? Trust me, I've had enough animals. When you have enough animals, I think it's why my mother let me have animals. Because she knew it would teach me about death. Because they don't live nearly as long as humans and as many animals as I've had. Because I've had, in my lifetime, maybe 9 cats. Not as many dogs. And then I've had other little small stuff. I used to have 2 mice. I named them Pinky and the Brain after the cartoon. I used to have 2 rabbits. I had a snake at one point in time. I didn't have the snake long. The snake, they're not fun. They have no personality. They just kind of lay there. So it was a little garden snake. I let him loose in the yard. What else did I have? Yeah, I think that's about it. But yeah, I've had enough animals. I forget how many dogs I've had. 1, 2, 3, women. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 dogs. 5, 6 dogs. But yeah, just all these leaves that are dead, just cut them off. But don't cut your stems down to the ground. Some people think that, oh, my stems must be, the whole thing must be dead. Not necessarily. So I'm going to cut all these leaves off. And I assure you that if it's going to come back, it will come back from the center. Now these, I think, are going to come back because the stems are still nice and hard. They're not mushy. If y'all remember last year, my video when the stuff went through the ice, and that one on top of this one actually kind of saved. Even this one's not mushy. Ouch. But yeah, when the actual pseudo stem, this part right here is called a pseudo stem. And it's called a pseudo stem because even though banana looks like a tree, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard other people say this, even though banana looks like a tree, it's actually a plant. The reason why it is a plant is because it does not get bark. True trees get bark, and their growth is actually very different than a herbaceous plant like a banana, or even papayas are like that as well. Papayas are not trees either. They are considered plants. Even though a papaya kind of looks like it gets bark, the way it grows, for instance, you ever notice how, so trees put on all these branches out to the side, right? And they get bark and they get very hard wood. You'll notice that papayas, it doesn't matter, even though they'll get big, their stems will get really hard and have hard wood. The only way you can get them to really put out branches on the side is to cut the top out of them. These trees have never had the tops cut out of them. They naturally will branch like that. It's almost like a tomato plant. Like papayas and bananas and stuff, they grow very similar to tomato plants. Almost like a vine, but the stem is very rigid. Most of the growth comes out of the top. For a banana, you can cut the top out of a banana. You still can't get it to branch. A papaya, you can. So a papaya would be more closely almost like a hybrid between the two, but it's still not a tree. So that's why they're not trees, because they simply do not they don't do what trees do. And they don't have the, I could go deeper into it because there's secondary growth and all that kind of stuff. But they don't do any of that. All they do is grow leaves at the top, and that's it. So all the leaves, lay them down at the base. We're gonna watch these and see if they come back from the middle. I think they will. If we're to get some more frost, I will protect these stems. If you lose your stems, they will grow back from the roots. No big deal. But I assure you, I don't know if y'all remember last year when I squeezed the stems and it was just like juicy, like all this juice and stuff was coming out. That's because, see, like this one, the stem is gone all the way down to the bottom. But this is still nice, hard and firm, just like, see right here, still firm. Even up there, these the same way, they're still firm. So if they're still firm, they're probably still alive. So don't cut them flush to the ground because you'll ruin your growth. For instance, when these do grow new leaves, even if they wait all the way to spring to grow new leaves, you start at this level versus starting at ground level. And look how thick the stem is. So you have a better chance of getting fruit. That's why it's best if you try to protect your bananas. Try to protect them if you can. Or at least protect the pseudo stem. You don't have to worry so much about the leaves. The pseudo stem is more what you want to try to protect. Because like I said, it'll grow new leaves. Y'all forgive me while I do some pruning here. Because that stuff has been in my way. These little saplings that keep growing up, they've been in my way. Oh, timber! Okay, y'all. But that's a wrap on this video. I just wanted to show y'all that. I know I hadn't showed y'all that. Thanks in advance because I know I'm going to get a bunch of condolences in the comments for Kenny. But, you know, all chapters must come to an end at some point. Isn't that right, Felix? Because believe it or not, Felix is at least 15. At least. But I think Felix is a different kind of cat, though. When I got Felix was foolish. I think Felix might live till he's 100. I think he's solely here just to get on my nerves. Sometimes, you know, I really do. I got to stake up some stuff better. I pulled a bunch of stuff. Y'all see a bunch of tomatoes laying down in there. I'm going to be honest with y'all. A lot of this stuff, them tomatoes, I'm just going to bust them and let the seeds out over the ground, put leaves over them to mulch them. And then that's the way I'm going to plant those as far as tomatoes. Those would be just like volunteers that come up because doing all this extra stuff, starting stuff, I ain't got time. I really don't. So where we at? We at only 12 minutes, that's all? What's really going on? Oh, y'all remind me to cut this out of this tree. I got to cut all that tall stuff out of this tree. I'm finna bring this tree down. Oh, yeah, all that's finna go. That's finna be barbecue wood. Oh, yeah, then when I cut it, I can do a barbecue video. But anyway, so yeah, y'all. That's all I got going. I need to clean up all these tomato plants that I ripped out. Look at all that. Y'all see, I pulled my frost cloth back. I've just been out here just kind of doing stuff. What, babe? I wasn't going to kick you. I wasn't going to kick you, even though sometimes you deserve to be kicked. But I won't kick you because Peter will come get me. But anyway, y'all, that's another thing I wanted to mention to y'all. I got my burn pile burnt down back here. Another limb fell though. Right after I burned my burn pile, we had a kind of a storm came through. And all the ashes from my burn pile, I put up under my fruit trees. Look how pretty this dirt is back here. Look at this. It's pretty stuff. Anyway, I think I'm gonna leave this up, maybe. Nah, I'm gonna let them down. Oh, and I want to mention this. I think it was Missy Grando. She had said she was surprised by the greenhouse and how much stuff I lost in there because heat rises. And she is absolutely right. Heat does rise. Let me tell y'all something about these greenhouses. And if you are to buy one, just the original little shell, right? See this? And it doesn't matter how you put this on, it will never lay perfectly flat to where, see that hole there, where these things flap open. So the reason why the stuff on the ground is so much better is because the earth is just naturally warmer and it radiates heat naturally. That's just what the earth does. As I choked to death. But the air, since some cold air was able to get in there and this wasn't perfectly sealed, that's why my papayas and stuff succumbed to that, because it's not perfectly sealed and it wasn't able to stay warm enough. So I'm going to figure out something for this. In the summertime, I know it's going to be great for me to be able to open them because it gets so hot here, but in the wintertime, it's not conducive. And so I need to figure out something to do about this, because see, it would have been better if they had did the Velcro all the way instead of these little places. It would have been better if it had Velcro all the way and all the way across the bottom instead of just those little places. But it is what it is. You know, you pay for what you pay for. That plastic is not going to last forever. And when I replace the plastic, I'm going to replace it with much thicker plastic, greenhouse plastic, and it may or may not have windows. But if it does have windows, they're not going to be the kind that have little Velcro flaps. They'll be something else. But yeah, y'all, that's mainly what I wanted to tell y'all. Everything's good. You know, it is what it is. In gardening, you lose stuff. I ain't gonna complain too much, because there's some people, they can't even try what I get away with. So, you know. But when I dig these potatoes, I got a potato harvest video coming. So y'all be looking for that. I gotta edit it. But I'm gonna dig these as well. I have potatoes and other stuff in all of those, so I'm gonna dig those. I have that coming. So y'all, just stay tuned. See what I'm talking about. Now I gotta take this and walk this back there. See, because when I walk back here, I don't want to fall. I don't want to trip over stuff. I don't want to drag limbs. See, this is why I fail to have a brown pile. But yeah, till next time. See you guys later.